Welcome back to Headlines Now. The government has given sanction to court to start the prosecution or trial against Google and Facebook for objectionable content. Government today filed the reply in Patiala House Court in Delhi. This comes a day after Delhi High Court warned Facebook India and Google India that websites can be blocked like in China if they fail to devise a mechanism to check and remove objectionable material from their web pages. A shocking story of neglect and apathy by government hospitals in Kolkata. A slum dweller woman died after 2 hospitals refused her treatment. The woman went to 2 hospitals as her condition became bad after giving birth to twins on the pavement. But both hospitals turned her away. She eventually died. Angry crowds were turned away from the Apple store in Beijing on Friday after a much-anticipated official launch of the popular Apple iPhone 4S in China was cancelled, apparently due to safety concerns and crowd control issue. People in the crowd threw eggs and shouted angrily, but there was no response from the store as a handful of staff huddled inside. People who came to buy phones blamed poor planning and organization, but also acknowledged that the large crowds had been chaotic. Many of the people in line were hired placeholders. Some said they were paid as little as $15 to wait all night. It's a milestone. India is polio-free for the first time. The last case was reported a year ago. The World Health Organization has taken the country off the endemic list, and the Health Administration is gearing up in a number of ways to ensure no fresh cases come up. If India remains free for 2 years, polio will be eradicated.
"16 years, 2.3 million workers, vaccinating 172 million children every year and 12,000 crores. That's what it's taken to wipe out polio in India. Since last January, no case of the crippling disease has been reported, a key breakthrough for a program that began when 1.5 lakh children got poliomyelitis every year.
I think it's a great feeling, and it's a very, very important milestone. It gives us a lot of confidence that it is doable. Victory is now in sight. But I think the risks persist, and we are mindful of those risks.
If India remains polio-free for 2 more years, it will have completely eradicated polio, just like smallpox. So the government has set up rapid response teams to track new cases and ensure there is no transmission. Vaccinations are also being done at borders so that the virus is not brought in by immigrants or visitors.
The greater risk right now is importation of poliovirus back into India. Indian poliovirus strains that were imported into Africa in recent years, they are still circulating in parts of Africa.
The second step is to make sure that the immunity against the poliovirus is there. So routine immunization, sanitation, to have well-nourished children so that the poliovirus cannot really do as much damage, and also the vaccine sticks in the stomach of a child.
But for the moment, it is time for relief and celebration for those who have struggled to combat polio in India. In New Delhi, Mahua Chaudhary for NDTV.
And Chennai decides to kickstart the new year in style. Find out how after a short break.